another Student Boss video. Have you ever taken notes and then realized that the content just didn't get absorbed by your brain? It can be down to the way that you take your notes. Bad note taking makes revision long, boring, and uninspiring. That's why this video is going to show you how to take better and effective notes. Just a side note that this is not relevant to classroom note taking, it's more for when you're revising from your textbooks or lecture slides and so on. So here we go. First off, prepare yourself for the content that you're going to be taking notes for. You can use 5 minutes to skim read through the chapter or look at the class notes you made for that topic so that your brain will be more familiar with it. Secondly, keep your notes neat and organized from the very beginning. Anything that looks messy on your paper could stop you from going through your notes when it comes to exam season. The last thing you want is to find these revision notes and then spend minutes of your valuable revision time wondering what topic it is or what date it was written. So in the corner of your page, just in that corner, write key things like the topic and the pages you're taking notes from. Also, don't forget to give your notes a page number at the bottom of the page. A third tip is to use subheadings to introduce key concepts and make them stand out. Subheadings are not a new thing when it comes to note taking because they allow you to put the information in clear chunks. Our brain loves it when information is displayed in chunks, so subheadings will allow it to digest the information much more easily when you read over your entire work. Bullet points are another amazing tool and you can use it wherever possible. Whenever you see a large paragraph, you need to be thinking straight away, how can I break this up into key bullet points so that my brain can take it in? It's almost like you're organizing the information into steps so that you can easily follow through with it. If we compare these two texts, we can see that it's the one in bullet points that looks nicer and will be easier to memorize. So it's a very effective way of taking your notes. Now, if there's something that you really want to stand out in your notes, then put it in an interesting format. For example, something as simple as a box or cloud will help to spice up your notes and unlock your visual memory. You can draw a box on the side of the page to put in further explanation, information, definition, and so on. Again, let's compare these two formats of notes. There's nothing wrong with the way that number 2 is written, except it really doesn't stand out. However, number 1 really stands out and aids recall. To take your notes faster, use shorthand note taking. You can start with just using the standard ones such as the arrows and the 3 dots, and then when you're more familiar with it, you can develop your own with any word that you see that keeps recurring in your note. With this topic that I'm revising, rather than writing digestive system every single time it comes up, I could just use the word DS. Just be careful not to use too much so that you don't confuse yourself. Stick to a few standard ones, and I will be posting a picture of this shorthand note symbol onto my Instagram, so be sure to check that out if that's something you know you will find useful. Wherever you can, add a diagram or a picture, or if the information is comparing 2 or more things, you can condense it into a table. Labeled diagrams really do help you to understand and visualize a concept. You don't have to be amazing at drawing. As long as you know what it's trying to say, then you're good to go. Make use of post-it notes. You could write a question on your sticky note to engage yourself during revision. This helps you to break out of that continuous pattern of just writing and writing and writing, and then realizing 5 minutes later, oh wait, I don't understand what I've just written. It's always good to test yourself. If the answer is something that you can easily memorize, then just remove the note when you found the answer. But if the answer is something that you really need to know, or a really good explanation, then stick it on permanently to your notes. When you go back over your notes, ask yourself the question and see if you can answer it correctly. Make your work more vibrant by adding color. This was especially my pitfall in year 12. My notes just looked so dull, and it was just basically the textbook written onto paper with my handwriting word for word. It was not effective and it was really hard to revise, but I improved in year 13. Obviously, don't go over the top when it comes to colors, otherwise you will just confuse yourself and then nothing will stand out. But when you finish writing your notes, you can go over it with a highlighter to emphasize important keywords or even key concepts. Number 10. When you finish writing your notes, read over it and make sure that you understand every part of it. If there's a part that you don't understand, then see your teacher about it or speak to your friends or try to find a way to get a different explanation. Just try to do it as soon as you finish writing your notes. Don't leave it until exam season. Store your notes in an organized folder and also make an effort to be looking over these notes every week or so, just so that the hard work you put in doesn't go to waste and you forget basically everything you've written. If you got to the end of this video, be sure to follow me on my social media. I post some pretty inspiring updates on Twitter for students. As always, study smart and live productively like a student boss.